What's up, beautiful people? As always, I am Shelby J, also known as the Motherless Millennial on Instagram, and welcome back to another one of my videos here on my channel. So in this week's video, we're going to be talking about something that I think we, the parentless, often struggle with, all the way from the early days when you first lost your parents or 10 years post-parents in the game, like I am. And that is feeling like a burden or feeling like a nuisance when we need to ask for help. So make sure to keep watching and watch all the way until the end, because I'm going to be giving two critical pieces of advice. And then I'm going to talk about a few instances where I felt this exact way, feeling like a burden. It's going to be good. The first thing I want you to remember, and it's a biggie, so I wanted to say it right away, is that you did not ask for this. I can't stress that enough, okay? Anytime you start to feel like a burden when you ask for things or ask for help, remind yourself, you did not ask for this. There are people out there who've lost parents from long battles with cancer. They didn't ask for that. There are people who lost their parents in car accidents. They didn't ask for that. I didn't ask to lose both of my parents before I even graduated high school. Nobody asked for that. I didn't put a note under my pillow and wish upon a star that those things would happen to me. They just did. The very instant you start to think of yourself as a burden for asking someone for help, remember that life pushed you into this situation. You are simply doing whatever you need to do to deal with the cards that life dealt you. My second piece of advice is that we must realize, and I had to learn this, that not every person is equipped or willing to help people in our situation. And that's just the truth. It's important that you realize that just because someone or something is around doesn't make them your best option for getting help for what you need. Okay, so to get an idea of what I mean in a general sense, let's use a sort of universal example. So you need a filter for your Brita. So you go to Walmart up the street, you walk in, first thing you think is, oh, I'm gonna go to the back of the store by the grocery section where all the water and bottled water is, because hey, maybe it could be there. It's a filter for water. That's water. Makes sense, right? Maybe I can go back there and find it. You reach that back of the section, you look around, you don't see it, but you do see a guy stacking water in the area. So you go to him and you ask, hey, where can I find a filter for my Brita? He continues stacking, he has headphones in his ears, he kind of hears you, continues stacking and just says, oh, maybe the kitchen area, and keeps on going. And so naturally, most of us would be like, okay, not super helpful, but I guess I'll wander over to the kitchen section and hope that the Brita is there. We've reached the kitchen section, we look around, we don't see the Brita, but we do see a lady fixing price tags on some blenders or something nearby, I don't know. And so you say, excuse me, I'm looking for a filter for my Brita. Can you tell me where to find it? And she stops, still kind of looking at her price tag checker thing, thinks for a second and says, oh, they are usually maybe in a weird place somewhere over by the paint. I don't really have time to get up and show you. I just really need to finish this, but try over there by the paint. So we think, okay, she was nicer, gave us slightly more specifics, but was clearly too busy for us, and we still don't have what we need. So now we're like, God, I just need a little help. I'm just trying to find a Brita filter. I guess I'll go to the paint section. So you get over to the paint section, there's somebody over there, they're cleaning up the spill, but you say, excuse me, and you ask, can you please help me find a filter for my Brita? I've asked everywhere, do you know where they are? But something changes in this person. They immediately stop what they're doing. They look up, their eyes light up. They think, because they know exactly where this Brita filter is. So they stop, they say, oh, yeah, I know where that is. It's, in aisle 8 over here. It's always in a weird place. Let me walk you over there so you don't get lost and I can show you exactly where it is. And they walk you over there and you get your dang on filter and you can buy it and you go home. The difference between the paint person and the folks in the other two sections was that the paint person knew exactly how to help you and, more importantly, could empathize with you or sort of try to feel where you're coming from, where they were like, dang, it is really hard to find. It can be like in a corner somewhere in the bag in aisle 8. Let me get up and help you. They wanted to help you. They were willing to stop and put in the energy and the time to really see you get help and get the answer to your question. just because the water guy acted like he couldn't see you and sort of ignored you, and the lady in the kitchen section clearly was too busy to, get up and help you, doesn't mean that you were a nuisance or your question was a burden or that you didn't deserve to get the help you needed. And as you go and grow through life, go through this parentless life, you'll learn how to point out those people more and more so that you can bypass the water person and the kitchen person and go straight to the paint person, because you can tell that they genuinely would want to help you and not even write you off as a burden. And so that way, that thought won't even get put back in your head, or just at least not as strong. And okay, y'all, if I had $5 for every time I felt like a burden or beat myself up every time I had to reach out to somebody, out of, survival or whatever, to ask for help or get somebody to help me do something, I'd be a millionaire already. From having to ask my aunt to take me to the DMV when I was 18 so I could get my license before I went to college, even though my dad was supposed to take me right before he passed, to the many amount of times I had to humble myself and I kicked myself in the butt and hated myself every time I had to ask for financial help in college so that I could have some groceries over spring break so I wouldn't starve, or get help with trying to get a plane ticket just so I could see the family that I had left and go home for the holidays. From the couple periods in my life where I had to sleep on somebody's couch or pull out sofa just because I didn't have parents anymore that I could go home and they could take me in when, I was struggling or needed somewhere to stay. To when I got my first apartment at 23 with my now husband and wanted to get some furniture, and I never had financed furniture before, really had gotten furniture before, and had to ask one of my good friends' mothers to meet me at the furniture store so that she could help me pick out a couch and make sure, I was financing it right. And my mama loved interior decorating and things like that. So she would have been my go-to and she would have helped me, no doubt about it. But just from something even that small, I wasn't even asking her to buy the couch. I was like, can you just help me make sure I buy it right, or show me how financing furniture works, because I don't know. Even little things like that felt like a burden. Felt like I was a nuisance. I am not her child. Make her come out here and meet me at this furniture store. But the thought creeps in. It really does. And I'll be the first one to say and be honest that this feeling doesn't go away overnight. This feeling of being a burden, this feeling of being a nuisance. Even to this day, every now and then, I struggle with it, because as I get older and get more into adulthood, I realize there's always something I probably would have called and asked for help from them for that I now have to find somewhere else. But as you grieve and grow through this parentless life, it'll get easier, and you'll realize that you're just playing the cards that life dealt you. And I hope that you can take this advice from this video and at least reassure yourself and remind yourself anytime that thought tries to creep in, the 2 good pieces of advice that I gave you all. And just remember, Shelby felt the same way and still does, okay? And those were only 4 or 5 examples I gave y'all. Like I said, I'd be a millionaire if I listed all the times where I felt like a burden to one or more people that I had to ask for help. But of course, I am more than willing to help, obviously, because I'm living this life. So to get more help with other things like continuing to believe in yourself after your parents pass, go ahead and check out this video that's on my channel, because I think it'll do you some good. Thank you for watching this video. I appreciate all the time that you spent on my channel. Go ahead and like this video, share, subscribe to my channel so that I can always be here for you. And also, you can follow me at The Motherless Millennial on Instagram anytime. Thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all in my next video. Bye.